everyone, hope you're doing good and having a nice week. I'm feeling a lot better, thank the Lord. Still got the cough and the cold, but I feel a lot more human. And Max, fingers crossed, is on the mend too. He's still got this nasty cough, which sounds really chesty, but I think it's okay. I'd probably be like, I'm going to the doctor's, but I think it's absolutely fine. It's just part and parcel of this cold. And he seems, he's his normal happy self. It's just bedtime, it's sleeping, in the middle of the night wakes up and he's just coughing his guts up. Sorry, I'm just looking out the window at Clyde, our cat. He's literally sat on the fence and he's like peering in and looking at me and I'm like, hi, what are you looking at? Probably thinks I'm going to feed him now. So I was saying, yeah, cough and cold. So he's on the mend, bless him. And yeah, he's his normal self, but sleeping wise, it's not so great. I find that one night it's absolutely fine. Like the night before last, he slept literally from 7 through till 6:30, not a peep. Last night, he was wide awake at 11 PM, coughing his guts up, crying his eyes out. It was like he'd had a bad dream or something. Couldn't get him to sleep until like 12:30. Even brought him into our bed, which we never do. That lasted all of about half an hour because he was just wriggling around like a little worm, fast asleep and perfectly happy, but for Joe and I it was an absolute nightmare, so swiftly moved him back to bed, and then he did fall back to sleep and he was fine until 7 o'clock this morning. So it's just weird how like every night is different at the moment, but I guess being poorly you kind of do wake up and you're all blocked up and coffee and you want to drink and stuff, so I'm not worrying too much about it, but hopefully we'll get back on track. But my friend suggested for colds and coughs rosehip syrup, making your own rosehip syrup. Now, I need to go out and forage in a wood or something and find some rosehips and make the syrup. But yesterday I was kind of like, I need this rosehip syrup. So I went to Holland and Barrett and they didn't have rosehip syrup, but they had this sambucol black elderberry syrup. So it's similar, she said. She said it's exactly the same, but it's elderberries rather than rosehips. So I've literally been downing the bottle, and it's really nice, it's really sweet. So hopefully that'll work. So yeah, if you want to try that, Sambucol, it's £9 a bottle, so it's a bit like, oh, costs a bit pricey, but if it's going to work, then. And apparently you take it when you feel a cold coming on or your baby starts coughing and spluttering. Just have a couple of spoonfuls of that, and it's meant to give you a good old vitamin C kick. So hopefully that'll work going forward, but I'm definitely going to make my own rosehip syrup. So yeah, that's my next little project. I don't know where there are any rosehips. They're the red things. Yeah, I know what they look like. I just need to go and have a little walk in the woods. Right, I wanted to have a quick chat with you about holidays. Oh, I wish I was going on holiday, but I'm not. But going on holiday with your baby and travelling with your baby, more importantly. And my friend kindly suggested that I do a little video on it because she'd been chatting to her friend and they were talking about the whole pros and cons of travelling. So we went on holiday to Tenerife with Max when he was 6 months old, and we were really nervous. We really wanted to go on holiday. Then there was a part of us that was like, oh my God, we've got a 6-month-old baby. How's this going to work? And the flight was the real thing that was causing me a lot of anxiety and making me really worried. Purely because, you're up in the air, you're very restricted, you're a bit trapped, you've got a load of people around you. So there's a whole load of different, situations that can arise that we would never have faced before. But you know what? It was absolutely fine and not in the least bit as stressful as we thought it was going to be. And I think being prepared is key, as with everything, the whole world of parenting. Being prepared as much as you can really helps. And being relaxed at the same time as well really helps, because, the baby's going to feed off you. The baby's going to know when you're stressed and kind of worrying about something. So with the changing bag, literally pack that full to the brim of all your key supplies. So changes of clothes, snacks if your baby's on food. Bottles, cooled boiled water, beakers of cooled boiled water, teething gel, a little handheld fan is really nice, kind of, you know, gives them some entertainment as well. And sometimes those planes, if you're stuck on the blooming runway, can get boiling hot, or then it can be freezing cold once you're up in the air with the aircon. So a blanket, muslins, wipes, nappies, all the usual stuff you have in your changing bag, but I would just, you know, try and pack more in. Little books, toys, cuddly toy, dummy, if you use a dummy, you know, all your lotions and potions, obviously stick to the regulations, 50ml, whatever it is. With formula and bottles, that's fine. I don't think there's a limit on that with security. Just double check, obviously, with the airline, but I remember them saying that with formula you don't need to do that. And I was breastfeeding Max, but we had started on bottles, giving him a nighttime feed of formula. So we still took, obviously, you know, a couple of bottles, and the sterilising. We used the Milton sterilising travel tablets, and you get a plastic bag and then a tablet, and they were great because you literally just fill it up with water, dunk all your dunk all your bottles and teats and whatnot in there, and then we'd like hang it up on the door every morning before we'd go out for the day, and then by the time we came back, obviously they're all sterilised and ready to go. So they're really handy. So you get them from Boots, Milton, sterilising bags and tablets, and so yeah, when taking off, I fed Max because it helps with their ears, the sucking motion. So yeah, give a bottle or breastfeed or a dummy on taking off and landing. If you can, try and plan your flight times around your baby's nap or sleep time. We did a night flight going out, and that was great because he was in his pyjamas. We gave him, gave him a feed, and then he slept. He didn't sleep for the whole flight, and it was only a 4-hour flight, but he slept for a couple of hours, and then was kind of, hang on a minute, what's going on here? And actually the sound as well, I was thinking, oh my God, the noise of the plane. The sound is great for them. They just seem to love, well, Max seemed to love that background noise. It's quite soothing. So the whole, white noise thing. So I wouldn't worry about the noise. Don't worry as well about other people. I remember when Joe and I, before Max came along, we'd go on holiday and we'd be like, oh no, we don't want that family who's getting on the plane with their newborn baby. We don't want them sitting in front of us or behind us, because you just think, oh, they're going to be screaming, or if it's a toddler, they'll be kicking your chair or whatnot. But you know what, as a parent, you actually don't give a crap what other people think, and you obviously try to be courteous and but there's only so much you can do. If your baby's crying, your baby's crying, but don't be afraid to kind of get up and walk about and go and stand up by the loo. And a big thing as well, I would say, is at the airport, you're always there, like what feels like for hours beforehand, depending on the age of your baby. But Max being 6 months old, he was kind of crawling around and quite active. So wear them out as much as possible before they get on the plane, because once you're on the plane you are quite restricted. You can't let them kind of crawl all over the place. So being in the airport, there's so many different sights and sounds, and looking at the airplanes out the window, loads of different people to look at, or loads of shops to go in. So I would definitely make the most of that time in the airport and kind of wear them out as much as possible. Before then getting on the plane, and hopefully it then being downtime. So yeah, take lots of snacks if they are feeding. I think I've just said that, but yeah, snacks, toys, blankie, loose clothing. So if it is a nighttime flight, obviously put them in the pyjamas. I mean, just as long as they're just like what we would want to be. I wouldn't wear my tight skinny jeans and my high heels on a flight. Go as kind of comfy and relaxed as possible. What else? I know I've read that you can take your car seat on the plane, which I didn't actually know that beforehand. and maybe would have done that. But or you've got those bassinets for longer flights. But I think Tiffany had a bit of a problem with that bassinet, and it's not very comfortable either, I don't think. Maybe it is. They don't look very comfy. But anyway, you know, if they're obviously baby, then they'll be on your lap, and it's actually fine. And yeah, I would definitely recommend trying to get a nighttime flight if you can, or you know, a kind of a daytime flight when it's like, I don't know, after lunch, and they could have an afternoon nap or something. So you know your baby best, you know what the best time is. But I would definitely try and plan your flight times around your routine, just so that it's, you know, it's easy for you. What else? I did do, I wrote a little list. I can't even read my writing. Oh yes, buggy. I would highly recommend buying or taking a buggy that you don't really care about. So we bought one, like the cheapest one from Mothercare, or, you know, even like get a second-hand one off those Facebook selling groups or eBay or something. Almost like your holiday buggy, so that you don't mind if it gets trashed, because those airport people, they don't really care about your Bugaboo or your eye candy or your mums and papas, whatever pram you've got. You know, they're just literally hauling it off the plane and hauling it on the merry-go-round, luggage trolley, you know what I mean, conveyor belt thing. I'm sure they do care, but sometimes you see them and they're just like, chuck them on, chuck them off. So yeah, you kind of just, you need to like not care so much about the buggy. So yeah, just a cheap buggy, and one that's lightweight as well, because if you're carting it in and out of, you know, the hotel, up and down stairs, or, you know, by the pool or whatever, or on the beach, you don't want to mind if it gets dirty or, you know, trashed or whatever. So yeah, a lightweight buggy, definitely. A sling or a baby carrier as well, that's really handy for if you want to, you know, obviously you can take your buggy up to the plane door, but we found that having Max in a sling was really good, because then, you know, the pram can just go on the trolley, and you don't have to worry about it, and you've got him there. And to be honest, 9 times out of 10 they'll probably fall asleep on you anyway, and then it just makes for a smoother transition getting on and off the plane. So a sling or a baby carrier is always good. Little first aid kit, you know, with your creams, your Sudocrem, your Calpol, all that malarkey, some rehydration sachets, just anything that you think, hang on, if this could, you know, if this happened, what have we got to help? So just take a little survival kit, I would. Sun cream as well, I've read loads on sun cream. What's the best sun cream to use on babies? And because Max had quite sensitive skin, and I was really worried about him, I don't know, coming out in an allergy or something. But I found that the Boots own brand, kids one, Factor 50, was brilliant. And you didn't need that much to put on, but, you know, obviously just put it on a couple of times a day, and that worked really well and didn't bring him out you know, in a rash or anything at all. So I would highly recommend that, but obviously, again, you know what's best. There are special creams, out there for obviously eczema prone or allergies or whatever. So just, yeah, do a little bit of reading up, I would. But the Boots own brand one was great for us. And swim nappies, definitely take swim nappies. The little all-in-one outfits, that sun protection outfits, we got ours from Jojo Maman Bebe, and Next, they've got some lovely ones. There's a little 2-piece one or an all-in-one, and really lightweight, great for obviously being in the water. They dry really quickly, they look really cool, and they literally cover your baby from head to toe. And make sure you get a hat as well with the long protection bit to cover their neck and their ears as well. So yeah, and you know what, it was, you know, I was worried about, oh God, Max being in the sun, or I don't know, like him having a foot in the sun, and I'm like, oh my God, he's got a burnt foot. But it was absolutely fine. As long as you make sure you put the cream on, keep them in the shade at all times. When they're in the pool, have the hat on. And it was wonderful. It was so lovely. He absolutely loved it. I remember us lying on a sun lounger. And yes, okay, you know, we are real sun worshippers and we would literally spend all day in the sun before Max. But it was really nice to actually get a sun lounger and a parasol in the shade, and he would lie on the sun lounger with, you know, on towels and stuff, just literally naked basically, and just be looking up at the trees and heard the birds and hear the sound of the water. He slept so well that holiday. I think, you know, it was a mixture of all that fresh air in the sun and being active and swimming. It was wonderful and just really opened his eyes to new things. And I would highly recommend, you know, if you're thinking about going on holiday with your baby but nervous about it, I would say just go for it. Just be prepared. Be relaxed, be open to a change in routine, because, you know, it is going to be slightly different, of course it is, and you'll have a great time. And yeah, it was, I'm so glad we did go, because we were debating, we were thinking, oh, should we wait till he's older, but 6 months was great. I mean, you know, even younger than that, you know, I know people who have gone with like newborn babies, and that's, in a way, probably easier because they don't need as much stuff, they sleep more. So yeah, I would definitely just don't be put off going on holiday. And the whole flight business is actually absolutely fine. You know, the staff are really helpful on there. People are a lot more patient than you think. You know, in terms of if your baby's crying and you can't, you know, it takes a while to settle them. People are really helpful and nice, and yeah, it is great. Make sure you take a sun canopy as well for the buggy to put over the buggy. That was really useful. We got that from like Amazon for £10, just a blackout blind over the buggy. That was good. Take as well your own cot sheets for the cot. If it's a travel cot or, you know, one of those big cots, take your own cot sheets. Take any comforters, of course, you know, if they have blankies, dummies. We have you and the sheep, so we took him. Just everything that kind of replicates being at home, because I think the night time, you know, is a big deal. You want them to feel as safe and secure and as at home as possible, and being in a new room and new smells and stuff can be a bit daunting. I know on the first night Max kind of did freak out. He woke up in the middle of the night and realised he wasn't at home in his own room, and it took a long time to settle him. But because we had all of his things, I think that made it easier, and then from then on he slept really well. So yeah, just be prepared, as the brownies say. I think that's it. Go on holiday with your baby, they'll love it and you'll love it. You need a break, we need a break. I really want to go on holiday now. I mean, there's loads of things, obviously it's Christmas coming up, there's loads of lovely things coming up, but you know, when you I think like we've been ill like quite a lot these last few months, just like with bugs and colds and, you know, just normal stuff, but I feel like there's been a real run of it. I think some sunshine would really help that, but yeah, we haven't got anything booked yet, so roll on Christmas and roll on my little elderberry medicine to keep those colds away. So yes, holiday tips, hope that helps. If you've got any tips for travelling with your baby that you found really worked for you, let me know in the comments box, and give me a like if you liked it, and please subscribe to my channel so you can watch more videos if you want to. And yeah, I would definitely not worry about going on holiday with your baby, because it is a worrying thing. You've never done it before. You know, it's that unknown of what if this happens and we're thousands of feet up in the air, or what if this happens and we're thousands of miles from home. But there's always a solution. There is always a solution, and you know, if you've kind of got as prepared as you can be, then you know, you figure it out. But it's it's a wonderful thing to go on holiday with your baby and get some new experiences and have a new adventure, and yeah, just have fun. So yeah, get that holiday booked. Oh, have a lovely day. See you soon.